Hello again, race car fans. So not too long ago I reviewed the road-going version of this Inno64 RS500, and in the mail, this thing showed up, so it's time to go over this one. I talked about, the car quite a bit on the other video, so not much to say about this other than it was an awesome race car. It won many touring championships in different countries and different racing leagues, and this particular livery won the 1989 Macau GP. So there we go. These are the only two photographs I could find of this car, though. So this is an actual collection of models I think is going to put out here. Or maybe not. I don't know. It says here. It just says collection 2021 there, so I'm assuming they're going to do a bunch of other cars from the Macau Racing GP. Alright. Pretty good case, not too loose, but definitely loose, Oh boy, there's a yellow tow hook there on the front. I am curious though, so I'm going to run the risk here. I'd had a different Inno, I think, where I touched the mud guard and that thing just fell right off because it was so, thin. If you're really interested, it's a pretty cool graphic they have on this base here. So Tim Harvey was the driver of this. They have, some skid marks and all that stuff. So it's really nice. Okay. No extra set of wheels because I think they put all their money into the graphics of this car. So we'll stand here. Alright, let's take a look here. Thankfully this race car doesn't have a bunch of tobacco livery on it, because then the diecast probably wouldn't have it. Right? So luckily water is not bad for children. Alright, so I think it looks like those images good enough for me, or at least what I can see in the few seconds I've looked at it. Alright, just mindful of that tow hook up there. So these graphics now, unfortunately Inno likes to use decals, and you can just tell that because this is all wrinkly here in between the 8 and the Watsons. So this is all clear decal, and then you can see here I just moved some of it into the door recess. There's an air pocket right here in this door recess because it's all decal. Oh boy, look at this giant pocket of air. So that's why I don't like decals. I mean, you have a pocket of air, right? That's extremely unrealistic. I wish this brand would move over to tampo prints. Other less expensive models like Mini GT or even Hot Wheels. Come on, if a $1 Hot Wheels can do it, I think this company should be able to go over to tampos. Now what's weird is I think this Watson's up here is a tampo print. There's none of the wrinkliness between the letters. So that's a tampo, this is a tampo, but this here on the windshield banner is a decal. And then I think the entire side might be one decal. So yeah, that's horrible, man. Look at that. Okay, well the wheels though, they do look quite fantastic. I have a suspicion it's like a plastic rim, and then this gold is actually photo etched metal, and then possibly there's a hole in that gold, and maybe this is part of the rim, or they literally glue the center cap onto this, but I don't see any glue residue. So I see glue residue holding this gold plate onto the rim, but it doesn't bother me so much. And then it's obviously dark back there, but I think it's a solid wheel. There's no air passing through. Let's look at the far side one. Yeah, so it's just solid. Okay, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's pretty hard to see brakes through wheels like this, so I don't see them on those photographs on the monitor, so I think it's okay. So interesting. I complained about how the road-going vehicle had a printed-on gas cap, and this might be the reason why. I think this is the gas cap on this side of the car. So the photograph, this is recessed, and it is recessed on the road-going car, but on this side. So they chose ahead of time, knowing this car has gas caps on either side of the car, to just print on the gas caps. I'm really bothered. I find all these air bubbles really distracting to look at. Alright, the door handle's got some black. It's also raised. The mirrors are separate pieces, and they have reflective stickers in them. There's some black printing going around the window moldings. Going to the front here, we have, you know, more decal work here, but maybe we'll have some tampos, not sure. So look how thin that toe hook is, photo etched metal. Some black paint in this vent. This is a clear lens, orange, and I can't even tell. I don't know if that's clear or if it's painted black. It's hard to tell, but that looks translucent. The headlight covers also are clear, and there's Pirelli printed on them, and then there's a molded silver light bucket behind them, so very nice. The grille has a texture in it, and it's painted black pretty well. I think that's just the casting itself, the texture there. A little black here as well, black, black. Okay, some black paint in the hood vent up there, and then also some nice foil stickers or foil decals for the hood latches. This is all decal, you can see. The wrinkly, and then right here is just clear. This is actual paint. That's why it's so smooth, and that's not. Okay, molded in raised, painted black wiper blades and some ridging there. Looks pretty nice. This side of the car, we got this triple hold exhaust tip there. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so the race car here has two fuel fillers that we've come to learn. The street car has a fuel filler graphic right down here. So, okay. Going to the back, we have some, I guess, safety tape over the rear lights, and these are clear plastic with good color separation. Some sort of Chinese text. Watson's, I think that's a convenience store, am I right? Watson's? I don't think I've been in one. Maybe, not sure. Oh boy, but see, now look at this decal, this green decal, how it's like all messed up here. Here it's not, well, it's not great either. So I think this is now green paint down on the bumper. This is green decal. You can see the difference in the texture and the hue, right? So somewhere underneath this green decal, there's a bunch of white where it meets the green, and this is hiding that. But I don't think it's hiding it well, just based on all these air pockets. All right, there is a spoiler here. It's a separate plastic piece, and then you have the main spoiler, and that main spoiler also has a decal of the Watsons, it looks like. So nice that this racing car has a blue gutted interior, it seems. There's also a wiper blade molded there. It actually has the defroster lines, but they're so thin that they don't distract you from seeing the interior. So that, I think, did a good job there. Let's see about the bottom here. Actually, let me zoom out. So the car, the scale, we just don't know when this was made. So that's an issue. I'm not going to repaint this. It's already blue, but let's just take a look at the interior of this guy, because I didn't open up the road car. The road car had a gray interior, so I felt no need to paint that either. Now, I know that the thing is hanging over a little bit, so you gotta be really careful how you pull the base off of this, because if you're not, you might actually pull that tow hook off. So there's a rear view mirror. I didn't even see it the first time around. Okay, there's the chrome light buckets back there, so that's cool. Alright, so nice thin blue roll cage. There's a red fire extinguisher. The seat is pretty nice. It has, some decals for the harnesses. And then the instrument cluster. Let's see about that a little more. I guess that's accurate. I have no idea what a real one looks like, but that's some sort of decal, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, nice molded details, nice color, so that's why I like this brand. So there's a tab holding that in place. I'm gonna guess because just, you know, they're gonna come out with a different version with different wheels, and those will have disc brakes that you can see. In fact, actually, this is a disc brake right there. That's a brake caliper, but yeah. So maybe they're gonna use this black piece on a different model in the future, and they'll have different wheels with actual holes in them, so you can see that caliper. You know, they'll probably paint it though. So future proofing, that's smart. Okay, so it's running slicks, obviously, being a race car. Alright. Oh, I think that thing was good in place, and I snapped it. Doesn't bother me. Alright, so that's how this one is constructed. I'm going to put this back together and get it spinning. So here we are. I put the thing back on the stand. I also went and put some decal softener on those fenders, and you can see now it's a lot tighter to the body. Basically, I rolled out a lot of the air bubbles. But on this side, I stretched it so much a little white is shining through. So that's another reason why decals are not really good. So I'm going to complain about that a lot. Anyways, you also note that the fuel filler on this road car is over here. It's a much bigger graphic as well. It's interesting that both of these are running mesh wheels. Granted, they're not the same mesh wheels, they're different. But yeah, so they're different enough that I think they're worth buying both of them. You know, the road car has a full interior, 4 seats and a rear sill. But obviously the race car is far more gutted, so it's pretty neat. Alright, well, very happy about these. Interesting, yeah, also this, you know, side pipe here, regular exhaust there. So actually a lot of differences beyond the interior itself. Oh, the side mirrors. Look at the side mirrors. They're different as well in the shaping. The wings look the same. Alright, so I guess that's another difference. Let's put some other Fords up here. I have a CM's rally car of the Sierra 4x4 from 1992. Sadly, CM's is no longer around. They made some great models. And I have a Ford Escort from 1997. It's a rally car again by CM's. And the last one is a Ford Focus from 2005, again from CM's. I put out a couple of DTM style cars. We have Mini GT's Benz 190E. And then we have a Kyosho branded Alpha 155 V6 Ti. With some really strange side window covers. I don't understand that. And the last one is a BMW M3 by Kyosho. It's the M3 GTR. So maybe, possibly, some of these could have been competing against each other on the racetrack. Not really. I don't really know for sure though. I do not follow actual racing anymore. I don't get the Speed Channel anymore, so, and I'm too lazy to look it up on the internet. Alright, so this needs time to spin on its own. Alright, well, I keep running into the same problem with Inno64. I rather like race cars. I like race cars more than traditional road cars. You know, I like the idea of them being modified and competing against other people. So the problem is the decal thing. You know, it's just, I shouldn't have to go in and use decal softener to clean up these problems. And then even if they were perfectly laid on, I have old models with decals and the decals are all cracked. I have a model where the decal peeled off. So long term, it's not good for collectors to have models with decals. They're instinctively going to go bad. So Tampo prints are great. That's why even a $1 Hot Wheels from 1970 or 1980 or whenever that brand started, you know, they still look good. It's quite interesting that Hot Wheels is really good at painting their products, and their products are so inexpensive. I guess, scales of economy. I'm wondering if they actually powder coat their models. That's what I'm thinking. But anyways, so I will continue to get more Inno64s, but I'm also going to continue complaining about this sort of stuff. Mini GT might be displacing this brand. If I ever do another brand comparison, there's a good chance Mini GT is going to take over Inno64 because they do almost everything right. So anyways, that's a different video to come. But it might change, who knows? Maybe Inno will put out some new stuff and maybe they'll switch to more tampos. I mean, the roof of this thing is tampo printed, so. Alright guys, well thanks for watching this again, and I'll see you the next time I get a model in. Bye.